Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our latest lockdown video.
Yeah, welcome back everybody. I think we're in week 6 of lockdown at the moment, but we're still here, we're still well, and we're here just to give you an update on what's going on around Kingfisher right now.
So yes, week 6, this is the 6th, I think, video. I mean, to be honest, the names of days and the weeks and so on just all lose meaning, don't they, when you're in lockdown? And yet, yes, we're going through this, we're still here, and God is still blessing. And so this coming Sunday, we just wanted to give you a few details of what's happening this coming Sunday. But Ollie, before we do that, you were going to talk a little bit about some really creative stuff that's happening.
Okay, so over the month of April, every single day we've been having the art designs of Yulia Hartso being posted on our social media accounts. I hope you've seen them, I hope you've liked them, I know some of you have shared them. The last one has been posted today, the last one for now, I hope. I hope we're going to see it again, that's what I mean. So if you could just go to Facebook or Instagram and just say thank you to Yulia. It's just been great to see that creativity being shown over the last month.
Now, just tying in with that creativity theme, we have, or at least Treasure Seekers has a program called Enablement, which a whole number of folk are on, and the wonderful people who work for Enablement, like Rose and Paula and so on, are still meeting with people and still encouraging those people to be really creative with their time and their talents. Well, one of those people, Sarah Bannister, has been really creative, and we're just going to be running a little video of what she's been up to in the 11 o'clock service this Sunday. So really, you won't want to miss that. It's absolutely lovely, and what a talent. Does tie in with something that I've been hearing just recently over the past number of days, which is a cry of, I am so bored. Now, I was talking last week about getting cabin fever from being in lockdown, and I think a whole number of people, this has got really old. I was on the phone just this morning, someone saying that they're just so bored, and throughout the week, really. So I want to challenge that. And so today, for the 11 o'clock, for the Westgate service, it's our last in the series of Psalm 23, Knowing God as Shepherd, God's survival kit. So next week, starting next Sunday, I'm starting a new series called Daring Adventure.
Come on.
Thank you. It's all about, in times of difficulty, in times when you wonder, where is God? What's happening in my relationship with God? I feel I'm drifting. I don't know what to do. God seems distant, and so on. Where is God? Well, I'll tell you where God is. He's designing, he's getting ready, he's bringing together the components for your next daring adventure. We're going to be looking at what these daring adventures are. How can you recognize yours? How can you get ready for it? How can you see it released into your life as we look at the book of Esther and at how she rose to her daring adventure, which they always come at really bad times when, you know, you're in lockdown or you're, in her case, in exile. And yet, God is preparing her. God was preparing her daring adventure. He's preparing your daring adventure. So come along next week. Tune in next week to start to find out what your daring adventure is. You don't need to be bored. You just need to be on the lookout for what God is doing.
Yeah, I mean, have you actually been joining us on a Sunday? Kingfisherchurch.online.church will take you straight there to our live streaming. And as James says, we have 3 services being streamed on a Sunday. So we have our usual Treadworth one at 10 o'clock, then the Westgate service at 11, and then our joint service at 6 o'clock. So at our Treadworth, our 10 o'clock service this week, we are on the second week of a series called Stirred Not Shaken, which is really around the a couple of verses which you'll find in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verses 6 and 7, where Paul is saying, he's saying, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. And he says to stir up the gift within you. That's what we're looking at. Last week we looked at power. This week, on Sunday morning, we're going to be looking at love. We're actually going to be looking at the fruit of the Spirit.
And who better to preach that series than a Daniel Craig lookalike?
What?
So there he is. Fantastic.
James.
And then in the evening, our evening service, we're continuing with understanding the Bible. And what we're looking at this Sunday evening is living in the land. So the Jews have come, or the Israelites have come out of slavery. They're in the land. What does it take to enjoy God's blessing? All it takes is obedience. What could possibly go wrong? Well, we're going to be thinking a little bit about that on Sunday evening. So it's going to be a great Sunday service, or a great day of Sunday services.
Don't forget, after the 10 o'clock service, you can actually jump onto Zoom and just come and say hello to a whole number of people before the 11 o'clock service starts. So if you want to join us, then we'll be posting the Zoom ID link to all the Connect Group leaders, or you can just ask us on Facebook and we will private message it to you.
So, no excuse for being bored, no excuse for drifting. This is a great opportunity that God is putting in front of us to explore faith with Him, to grow in relationship with Him, to find out and to launch out on our next daring adventure together. We'll see you next week. We'll be doing a video next Thursday, and we'll be here on Sunday morning. As will you be. Don't forget to check in on the chat. I've just been so blessed by the number of people who have committed their life to Christ over the last few weeks. It's been amazing. How exciting is that? I've already got some people saying we want to get baptized when we get back together as a church. And so I can't wait for that. But for now, have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll be back together next Thursday.
Yeah, get connected, everybody, and stay connected. God bless.